What up, though? Ledge here. Chill with me. Glad to be back with you guys. Want to talk about URL's Born Legacy 12. It's going down over the weekend. Some interesting matchups. Born Legacy always seems to have some standout performers who take this opportunity to go to the next level or to kind of fulfill maybe past potential, and they choose Born Legacy to kind of tap into that and get back to the starting blocks. I remember when I feel like Saga's run began. He was cooking, but I remember him versus JC was a really big, important battle that he came and delivered on. Just a lot of notable performances like that. That kind of catapulted people either for the first time into like the limelight or back to where they rightfully belong. So, Born Legacy really can make or break, your career and your stock in a lot of ways. So this one's going down. Main event. We're gonna get right into it. Look at it. As you see, Marv won versus Bill Collector. Two guys have been around for a long time, long time. So it's kind of fun. And these are guys who aren't like, I guess, contracted guys who just stay with one league. So it's kind of funny that they've never battled each other. Like that's you don't get you don't you, it's very rare you get matchups like this where you got two vets who've been around as long as they have and haven't really battled yet. So I'm curious to see what that's going to be like. You're talking about Bill Collector, who's highly entertaining, but very underrated as far as like bar quality. I feel like he be saying some really, really dope stuff that gets overlooked because maybe even sometimes his delivery can feel silly, but it's packed with some substance in there here and there. You know what I'm saying? Round per round is different. And with Marv is a jack of all trades too. That's why this battle is going to be interesting. I feel like if I was a betting man, I would probably lean towards Marv by a hair. But then again, I don't know. Like to me, as I'm thinking of it right now, this is live. Like not while I'm recording it, but this is like a live thought. As I'm thinking about it, I might actually go Bill on that. Just that quick. I just like that's how close this battle is. Like you can't just have this is who I'm got and this is what it's gonna be. So you gotta really think and analyze the pros and cons to the MC. I will say, for as good as Marv has been over his career, on URL, I haven't seen the best Marv. I feel like I've seen the best Marv away from URL. I really feel like that. I don't know, and I don't think that's just a URL thing because the competition is greater or things like that. I don't know what it is, but I just don't feel like if I gave you the top 10 best Marv performances, I don't know how many of them would be URL based. Whereas Bill, he seems so comfortable, like battling here and like shelving out great performances and getting some notable names out there. Like I think his year was underrated, and that's the thing. I guess that's kind of like the gift and curse, the champion of the year. Like we so focused on who's number one, who's the champion, that we really overlook some really strong years. Like Bill beat T Top, and T Top is tough to beat, but he beat him in my opinion. He beat Arsenal in the one like he's done some things. So I'm actually gonna edge Bill in that one slightly. Just being honest, that's how close this battle is going to be. Like I said, they both are jack of all trades, but I feel like Bill just is going to be more comfortable and he's going to tap into different elements that may blindside Marv. So that's what I got in that one. Next matchup, Cortez versus Quest McCody, Marv's homie. And I don't know, the rollout to this one just was out of left field because I just seen Quest just taking shots at Cortez for a minute, and Cortez kind of like with his music thing going wasn't really saying much about Quest, but Quest said enough. He said enough, and this battle is booked and it is on Born Legacy. So I feel like Cortez needs this W, man. He needs this W. Last time we seen him, or he could have battled somewhere, small circuit, I don't know. But the last time we seen him on a stage that matters was versus Easy in the rookies versus vet scenario, and Easy picked him apart. And I think Quest has the ability to do it in a much different way. Like, he's not going to do it in a way that Easy would do it, but he could do it in his own creative way. He's a creative mind. But I think Cortez, like, as far as bar quality and rapping ability, I think he'll probably stick to that and angle a little bit here and there. I'm pretty sure he's going to mention being second fiddle to Marv, like, or something like that, about being in his shadow or something. I feel like I kind of got a grasp on the angles Cortez will take, and that doesn't really matter. Even if they're predictable and you know them, it's about execution. I feel like he'll execute them pretty well enough to get like a 2-1 edge. I don't know how good this battle is going to be because I feel like sometimes their performances be up and down, whether they win or lose. That's how I feel. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm not getting the bet. I remember, was it Quest versus XL? And I just, like, I really wanted him to go crazy. He didn't go crazy like I thought he would. And obviously Cortez versus Easy, he was just all over the place with breath control. Just cadence was a little off. And celebrating a lot of lines that wasn't, like, hitting as hard as he thought. But he would give you that, yeah. And we got to cut that out in this battle, man. Just a rap, and Tez should be fine. So that's what I'm going to go with in that one. Emerson Kennedy versus Big Cannon. This is going to be a good one. This is, we'll almost pull the trigger and say battle of the night. I don't think so, but it's going to be a good one. Emerson can write, man. Emerson can write. And I want to give a credit to Nico, who always says that if you pay attention to Emerson, though, he's much more powerful in the West. Like, his West performances are standout, full of, like, haymakers and, like, quotables and things like that. And it's just not as strong away from the West. So that's telling, but I don't even know where this is at. This might be taking place in the West, so it might give him the advantage here. Whereas Big Cannon puts his best foot forward against the top riders. And if you remember the Riders Block days where it was him, Danny, JC Chilla, those two, those MCs that was within that camp, when they went against each other, those were some of the best matchups. Like, there was some of the, I feel like, although Emerson Kennedy, again, he's never been in Writer's Block, I don't believe, unless it was something that, broke the mold and I don't know about, but he was never in there. But he comes from that type of cloth. Like, he could have been a Writer's Block member because his pen is that top notch. So I feel like Big Cannon is going to treat him as such and take this battle really seriously. Also, when you physically change, things tend to get better. You know what I'm saying? So, I seen him drop mad weight. He feels good. He out here being real social. So I feel like all that plays in, and he's just a little more well-rounded as a performer. And he's just got a lot of different intangibles other than just writing and pen. So I'm going to edge Cannon in that one, but that's going to be a dope battle. I feel like they're both professional. I don't really sense any choking or slipping. So, and I think if Cannon is in danger of that, he's one of the best freestylers and rebuttalers in the business. So he'll get out of that. I would be more concerned with EK, if anything, if it came to that. So that's who I got for that one. Moving right along to a super grudge match created solely by Danger Zone. We got Danger Zone versus Don Marino because, one day Danger Zone just put a tweet out and was just, he didn't hold back. He didn't mince word. You know when I say like as media we shouldn't use trigger words because like it's disrespectful and they're doing something we can't do. Although I battle rap before and that was pretty nice. But anyway, but most media hasn't had that experience. But Danger Zone said, I'm not media. I'm gonna call motherfuckers trash. And he called Don Marino and a lot of other cats trash in a tweet. And from then on out, it's been a lot of back and forths, a lot of promo work and things like that. And here we are. Don Marino is a roller coaster watching his performances because sometimes you watch it, you become away really impressed, and then sometimes you watch it and you just be like, I don't know if this is going to ever get better. So, for example, the lows would be his performance versus Rum Nitty. That angle in the first was very questionable. Then in the second round, you jammed tough to the point where you was just about to give up the round. If it wasn't for Nitty's encouragement, you wouldn't have completed that round. And then the third was a better version of you. But that's like 3 different rounds where we're going from 0 to 100. So, and then by all accounts, I haven't seen the battle, but you did well on Gates of the Garden versus Danny. So you just don't know which Don will get. On the other hand, with Danger, I do know what Danger I'm going to get, and I feel like at bare minimum, Danger should win this. It's a better pin. And that's really it. And I say that because I don't think you have to be so well-rounded and gifted in all these other areas to beat Don. I think if you're just like Nitty just had better lines. And sometimes with Don is trying to be like a gumbo pot. He's trying to angle a little bit. Then one round he's trying to punch crazy. Then he's trying to like add a little performance. And I don't know. It just doesn't click for him. And also, man, Danger, his form of late has been good. Like he disposed of O-Red really easily. And he had a really dope battle, one of the best battles of last year versus Kid Chaos. So I just see him carrying the momentum on, and I think he knows he got to back up all that talking he been doing. He got to go crazy because they'll never let him live that down. If you talked all that, calling out names, and you get washed by Don. So I think Danger knows what's at stake here. So I expect him to be nice. Let's see. None and Ryder. It's feel like a battle that should have happened already, but didn't. Ryder. With Ryder, he has ability. It's just that you don't know I don't know his identity as an MC, like as a battle rapper. Because I know when he first came, he was like, he was a Goonie. It was pretty much the Goonie template of like high energy for that one moment, that punch that's going to like shift around. Writing wise, maybe due to the tournament, it seems like he's been a lot more into angles and punching out of those now. So I don't know what Ryder we're going to get, but I do think it's going to be a solid Ryder. But with None has been good, man. People ain't been really giving him credit for this resurgence and this return. Like ever since it was like a Band Legacy 3 or something where he returned against someone and I think it was against Skates or Stumbles. It was against somebody really good. And he came back on his return and got rid of them. And then he did well in the tournament. And he had a good battle versus Suge, in which I thought he won. So he hasn't really been slacking, man. Like he lost to Bill in the tournament, but Bill was like, that was Bill after going against Mike P. So you was getting a really good Bill. So there ain't no shame in losing to him. I got none in this, actually. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like Ryder has been good, though. Like, people liked his performance versus JC. People liked him against Loso. So, I feel like it's gonna be a good battle, solid battle, but I just think Nun's energy and ability to kind of like strip punches away and just talk to you sometimes, I feel like that might work in this scenario. So we'll see. We'll see. I could be wrong, but I feel like Nun is in a nice little groove here. So I'm gonna roll with him. Jack Boy Maine versus Prez Mafia. Simply put, I'm gonna go with Jack Boy. I'm gonna go with Jack Boy, man. I feel like Prez is uh Prez is solid when he wants to be, but too off. Like I don't even know if like I'm worried he might not even show up. Like that's why I'm with Prez, man. I hope he show up. But if he does, I think it could be a solid battle. But I just think Jack just does so much creative stuff in there that Prez just sitting in that one spot, like punching, ain't gonna really, and growling ain't gonna really be enough, man. Ain't gonna be enough. Like I feel like Jack still has that ability to hit you with a special move that can swing around in his favor. So I'm gonna go with Jack on that one. I'm not even gonna spend too much time and lie to you, but like I said, I just hope that they both show up. That's it. Now people are saying Dot versus Your Honor will be the most entertaining. Dot is Dot, and Your Honor is entertaining. But the question is, will it be entertaining and complete? Like, can we get 3 rounds from both and it be complete and dope and entertaining? That's what I'm worried about. And I'm much more worried. And I'm much more worried about that with. I'm much more worried about that with Your Honor. Much more worried about that. So I'm gonna go with Dot. He might not rhyme at all in this battle, but he's gonna say something electric probably, or something funny, and it's gonna hit. And that might be all it takes, man. Because I did like Your Honor, some of the stuff he said versus Gems. Like he has moments, but that's the problem. I need for him to stop being okay with being typecast. It's just a guy who can give you moments. Want him to give you 3 full rounds of dope material. I don't know if we gonna get in this battle, so I'm gonna go with Dot. What else we got here? Oops and Truffaut is interesting. Interesting, but I can already feel. I feel like I already know where this is going. You're going an activist talking to a guy from Chicago who's really been in and out of the system. I feel like that's tailor made for a really good Oops third round. But the problem is, a lot of times it takes him. It's like he's working his way, like, just let me get to the third. Because, like, a lot of times his first two, I look at his battle against B Dot, he had some good moments in that battle versus B Dot, but it was still choppy. Like, it was still little stumbles here, let me double back and get that back. Against M City, a little, not as much, but it was still a little choppy. But like when he get to that third, he in total control of everything he's saying. Everything is coming out fluid. And I feel like that hasn't been corrected yet. So I feel like it's going to be the same. I feel like he's going to be building a case on Truffaut until he gets to the third, and he's going to like bomb on him with some real talk that's going to be like game changing and getting the crowd going. I mean, it might not be a crowd, but get people going who's watching. And it's going to be his best round. But by that point, I think Truffaut will probably be already up to. And Truffaut's kind of more get to the point, talk, with the pain, spit vivid pictures, and get you up out of here. So I feel like Truffaut is a guy that you can kind of angle on, I'm sure, if you got the right mindset. And I'm sure Oops is doing his work and all that good stuff. But I'm gonna go with True in that one. I'm gonna go with True. And now, granted, I know he's been like a little choppy as well of late. He's been stumbling and not being solid as he once was for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be difficult. But yeah, I think Oops is going to get to the point a little bit too late by then. All right. And lastly, but not least, I don't know why it's so all the way at the bottom. I think this is a little disrespectful, but we got Next versus Rue Bando. Next versus Rue Bando. East versus West. They got a lot of stock, man. I feel like the URL got a lot of stock in these two young creatives, punchers, aggressive. So this is a matchup I know people have talked about before, so it's not like something new that just popped up. Next is kind of the hope over there in the West, the new West over there. You know what I'm saying? Young, brash, creative, dynamic, all that good stuff. I think Rue is, one of the young gunners on the East that really got promise, that can bring it. I know people really just remember his second round versus Jay the Nightwing in the tournament. Like, that was the Rue that kind of like everybody was expecting. He kind of cruised in the tournament and nearly found himself in the finals if he didn't jam up in that third round against Jay. And it could have been a different outcome from him. I know he was just on the app. I believe that was Survivor Series versus Jack Boy, I want to say. I could be mistaken. But yeah, I just seen him on the app versus Jack. So like they still believe in him. They still want him to do good. But all in all, I just think Next is more talented in so many more areas. Unless Rue done like really somewhere since I've seen him had a metamorphosis and just added more to his just pure punching ability. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like if Next is in his right mind, he kind of worries me because he takes like all these battles and like all these MCs feel like they Superman. Like I got a 1 round next week, I'm gonna be all right. I can get this. You know what I'm saying? But if he's fully focused and fully prepared, it should be like a easy W for him, in my opinion. That's just no shot to Rue. I know Rue got punches, but I just think if you're gonna be one dimensional in a area, you have to be alien in that area. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, a lot of people talk about Rum Nitty being like one dimensional as a puncher, but he's an eight. Like, he's like, nobody's punching like him. I don't think I can say the same for Rue. Like, Rue hasn't said so much stuff that I'm like, yo, ain't nobody ever said that. I think his best performance still was versus Kid Chaos, where I really was like, okay, there's something there. But again, you gotta build off that. And I just think he's gonna fall short. He's gonna go against somebody a little more advanced in other areas. So could be wrong. He could have a coming out party, and that'll be dope if he does, because that's what Born Legacy is made for. Coming out parties, people showing up and hitting that new level. So we're gonna see if he can do that. All right. So that's my time. URL Born Legacy 12 predictions and all that good stuff. It'll be dropping on the app, I'm sure, throughout the week as it goes on and concludes over the weekend. So, you got the app gang. I do. So you'll be getting them notifications probably ASAP. And it should come out fairly quickly because I don't think they still, I think all the Survivor Series battles have dropped. I think they're done. So should be getting these rather quickly, man. For one of the first battles should be dropping Monday, I would assume, but we'll see. All right. That's my time. I am gone. As always, keep it battle rap. Peace. Love.